Hey there, it's the Machine of Nonsense, episode 28. We're talking comedy today. This is going to be the first time we're ever funny.
Ha 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 ha.
Debatable.
I'm your host, Eric, joined as always by Kayla.
Hey guys.
And we've got Mike on the pod today.
4 podcasters walk into a bar.
Oh.
That's all I got. That's all I have.
Oh, see, all I had was a crazy laugh of madness.
What's your punchline, Tomas?
Naked Blonde walks into a bar with a poodle under one arm and a 3-foot salami underneath the other.
But what happened to the podcasters? Oh boy.
A lot of salami.
I think that's what we turned into.
The Breakfast Club quote.
Yeah, then he falls out of the air vent. Everyone
We never
knows
get
the
the punchline.
I know, it'll never happen. Episode 28, we're talking comedies. Bridesmaids turns 10 tomorrow. We're recording on the 12th, Wednesday, and on the 13th, Bridesmaids turns 10. And today is Homer Simpson's 65th birthday. Let's all wish
God
Homer a happy
damn.
birthday.
Happy birthday, homie.
Forever long.
Oh,
So-
homie.
Everyone in the pod, we all came up with our top 5 favorite, best, whatever comedies we're going to discuss. But first, I thought because Bridesmaid is turning 10, we should have a little bit of conversation. This is the highest grossing female led comedy of all time. It was a $32 million budget and made $288 million.
Ooh.
Yeah,
Gangbusters.
pretty intense.
God, that sounds like gold. I'm gonna just constantly try to do that.
Yeah, they did for a while. We'll get into that.
Yep.
But it's so I think we're all fans of like Judd Apatow's work, and he's listed as a producer on Bridesmaids, and it's actually the highest grossing film he's been listed as a producer on. So everything from your knocked ups of the world and everything else, Bridesmaids still is number one in terms of gross. Like Kayla mentioned, it kind of set up a whole small era of gender swapped female led comedies. Some better than others, some really bad. Right after this, everyone was trying to capitalize on the success. We had Ghostbusters with a lot of the same cast. We had Oceans, what was it, 8, 9, whatever it was.
Yeah, I forget.
Yeah,
Pretty good. Pretty good movie.
yeah, that one's pretty solid. Definitely better than Ghostbusters. So we had some hits and we had some misses, but it seemed like everyone was trying to capitalize. What do you guys think about Bridesmaids? About like that idea of like, let girls can be funny. This is insane.
I think that was the perfect reason why Bridesmaids did so well over the ones that you mentioned. Like, it was just so original. It wasn't a remake of Ghostbusters, but with girls, or even like, let's be ironically superheroes situation. It was just straight up, this is the life of Bridesmaids. It was good.
Yeah, the movie was such a breath of fresh air. I remember seeing it, and just from word of mouth. And it was great. It was a great theater experience. I remember just the crowd loved the movie. And I did too. It was awesome. Great movie.
Yeah, I think Kayla made a good point. Like, this movie, you mentioned the whole phenomena. Everybody tried to capture lightning in a bottle again after this came out. So, made money like gangbusters. But, this movie was, kind of its own thing. It wasn't trying to be anything different. It was just a legitimately like funny movie that just so happened to be an all-female cast, or at least most of the lead roles. And, it wasn't like, with the Ghostbusters, like, "Hey, here's your throat, and I'm just gonna force this down, and you're gonna like it," or, and I feel like they did that with a lot of other movies shortly afterwards, but I just remember this. I remember this movie surprising me with how funny it was. Like, Like I hadn't laughed that hard like seeing a comedy movie in a very long time.
Yeah, I agree wholeheartedly, and it's so rewatchable for me. I mean, it's just I'll watch the same gags and just enjoy it as much as I did the first time in a lot of ways. We got Barb and Star earlier this year from the same writing team. I know Nelson was super high on that. Do you have
No,
a
I'm not. I
preference?
mean, yeah.
Do you have a
What
preference
was your
between the two? Would you say?
Oh, Bridesmaids is a better movie overall. Carbon Star is great and I love it, but it has like this whole weird like secret agent subplot thing going on that's just there. Uh, I know originally Bridesmaids was written kind of like with no wedding at all involved. It was just kind of like a vehicle for Kristen Wiig and Annie Mamolo, I believe, is
Yeah.
the other writer, to just kind of work with their buddies, you know. So
Yeah.
Oh, that's fun.
yeah, and I know they improvised a lot on this movie, and Paul Feig, I think, was involved a lot, and I know he was involved in that Ghostbusters reboot too, and I think he tried to just let that happen as well, like just let the cooks cook, and worked with Bridesmaids really well. Didn't seem to work well with that Ghostbusters reboot.
And I think some of it's time and place. It's the fact, like I think Kayla mentioned, they're not trying to recreate something that's already there. It's just a original idea. And the cast in Bridesmaids is just not that it was bad in Ghostbusters, but Bridesmaids is just a murderer's row, honestly.
Just when you're making Ghostbusters, there's a specific thing you're trying to do and compare to, and with Bridesmaids, you just got to let them be whatever character that was instead of specifically busting ghosts.
Yeah,
I
Ghostbusters was a high bar to entry, man. That's
right. I
Yeah,
wanted to
and
say that what I remember watching Bridesmaids for the first time, and I didn't like it. I don't know what movie
really,
I watched. I don't know what movie I watched. I just remember like, oh yeah, I didn't like that movie. And then
you were
like
having a bad day that day.
I
Oh,
must have
yeah,
just
yeah.
not I must have watched a different movie and somebody
Yeah,
told me it
probably.
was
and
Bridesmaids.
you
Because
must
then I
have met
watched it
Eric around
again
that
and
time.
loved it. No, Eric was the one who brought me back and was like, "No, you have to
He's
watch
like,
this
you
movie."
watched it wrong.
Right. So I don't it was just such a I don't remember anything specifically happening, but it's like just a weird thing that I remember not liking that movie.
Did you say I mansplained Bridesmaids to you?
Did I say that?
No, I'm just like, in the context. It seems like you were saying I mansplained Bridesmaids.
No, you didn't. You just said, "No, you have to watch this."
Oh, oh. Hey,
In a
I'll
manly way.
mansplain Bridesmaids to anyone. Everyone needs to see it. Ladies, men, doesn't matter. What a movie.
Eric, Eric mentioned that as like a murderer's row, and I think now looking back, yeah. But at the time, I don't know. It was a lot like it was the first time I was introduced to like Melissa McCarthy. It was like, oh, the lady from Reno 911, and
Mm.
oh, that chick from The Office that was like the secretary, and Kristen Wiig and Maya Rudolph, and this Rose Byrne person. And now looking back, it's like, yeah, these the not just the funniest ladies, some of the funniest people in the world are in this movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a good point. Yeah, at the time, because we're talking 10 years ago, they weren't all, household names, especially Rose Byrne as a comedian. She had been working for a while, but mostly in like dramatic roles.
Hmm.
And
Sure.
now she can kind of do either,
I
like,
love Rose Byrne.
Yeah.
oh,
Huh.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, she kind of carries the movie at points, I feel. I mean, Kristen Wiig's wonderful, but like, I don't think you can have one without the other. As far as the two of them, they're just so good together.
That made me think about a movie that I didn't consider earlier.
Put it
Ah,
on the
My list
list.
is locked in.
Put it on the list.
Well, we'll be getting to that in just a moment. I did want to, before we wrap up the bridesmaids conversation, I found some interesting trivia. Um, your girl, Rebel Wilson, Mike.
Oh
She
yeah.
was at so her and Matt Lucas, the very bald gentleman, play roommates in the movie. At the time, they were actually roommates.
Oh wow.
So
Yeah, they
kinda
got along real well, right? And just
I guess so.
I believe that's true. Yeah, they just liked each other so much. You're like, hey, let's do this for real. And
Yeah, it's
after
pretty
filming, they just
cool.
lived together for a while.
Movie
And,
magic.
so John Hamm actually decided to go uncredited in the movie, because he the word is that he didn't feel like he should be top billing or among the top billing on a comedic movie. His dramatic roles and stuff, Mad Men, were really kicking off, and he kind of didn't want it to hurt his image in a sense.
Wow.
So yeah, kind of. I don't know if that's a dick move or what you'd call that, but
Stupid.
I read it like he did it to not harm the film more so, like to not make the film seem more of a drama.
Mm.
Is
Yeah,
how I saw it.
whichever way you want to swing it, I guess.
Yeah,
yeah,
there's a million ways you can take that. Like maybe it was just like I don't want this movie to be about me, because
Oh,
like,
because I'm John Hamm. Put my name on it, and it'll
hey,
be
whoa,
just John Handmaids.
hey,
yep.
Wasn't Handmaids.
John Handmaids.
Oh, I like John
Where did I
Handmaids.
buy those? Handmaids.
Uh,
You got the
he
wrong timeline, guys.
so you mentioned The Office, Mike, and we just mentioned John Hamm. So Ellie Kemper, that's who you're talking about. She's in the movie. She's one of the bridesmaids, and John Hamm's obviously in the movie as well. Before his career really took off, he actually taught drama at a high school, and he taught Ellie Kemper in his drama class. So that's a cool
Oh
little
wow.
bit of trivia. Yeah,
That kind of full circle thing.
yeah,
I like that.
yeah. Interesting.
Never,
It's like
Mr. Safestrom never got me to be in a movie with him.
I know, right? I'm still waiting for that call. Like,
I know.
hey.
Still waiting for the Trust of Shanks reunion too.
See, I went to all male bridesmaids cast. I think that'll really
There it
hit it
is.
off.
Yeah, why
Melissa
haven't they done that?
yeah.
Like some movie about a bachelor party that goes poorly. Like
Yeah,
that's
yeah, it's weird
Multiple
that they've
times.
never thought of that.
yeah. Make it a trilogy.
Didn't get considered by
Well, no,
me.
well, you might know my first three. No, I'm kidding. Be an awful list.
Oh man. Melissa McCarthy said that she she modeled her performance off of Guy Fieri.
That's awesome.
I see it.
I watch a
Right.
lot. I watch a lot of Triple D in my free time. I
I
can see
like it.
that.
Yeah, until I read that I was like, "Oh, well, yeah. Yeah. That's
I see
exactly who
some
he's
flair
being."
there.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's definitely Guy
some
Fieri.
Fieri flair.
She's the best part of Bridesmaids, right?
She's up there. I feel like
Man,
there's
Annie though.
sections.
Annie.
There's Speaking of Annie, so Maya Rudolph was actually pregnant during the filming of the movie. Pretty awesome performance for being pregnant. And Annie Momolo as well, the writer, the co-writer, she was pregnant as well, but
Damn.
she stayed on set the whole time. She was like 8 months pregnant,
Oh
but she
God.
stayed on set just in case they had to do any rewrites or anything else. So she was like ready to pop
Yeah.
and stayed on
Wow.
set. So pretty interesting, pretty
Yeah.
strong
Wow.
ladies,
I
right?
guess she started writing it in 2006 and then never came to be until 2010, 2011. So she wanted to make sure this thing
Like,
happened and got done right. So hats off
okay.
to her.
Okay. Yeah. Wow.
Yeah, I read a lot that like they thought that they had to be kind of tame to get it made, and a lot of rewrites were done closer to production because like Judd Apatow, Paul Feig, like he said, like no, like make it anything that a male driven comedy would do, but just write what you want to write, shoot what you want to shoot, improv, and and they were allowed to really cook, and it's
That's
great that
awesome.
yeah. Yeah. So
Quite the dish.
quite the
Yeah.
dish. So Bridesmaids, happy birthday. 10
Woo.
years old. Think that one, another 10 years from now when we're still rolling, we might be talking about the 20-year anniversary,
Nice.
One more thing. Apparently, there's a deleted scene with Paul Rudd in it.
What?
I tried to find it.
So did I.
Couldn't find it.
Could not find it.
I'm gonna have to fucking buy the Blu-ray or whatever and get the
Ooh.
that scene off of there. Sounded
Yeah,
funny.
there's like an unrated version or something that has a bunch of like deleted scenes and extra time and stuff. And gotta see Paul. He might, come up in our top 5 list, right? Maybe. We'll see.
Yeah, he's pretty cool.
He's in a movie in my top 5.
Boom.
Wet Hot
So-
American Summer, Mike.
But in that movie, there's like probably 100 different actors.
Yes.
Hey, nothing wrong with that. Let's get right to it, right? Let's do our top 5 comedy movies of all time.
Oof.
Let's do it.
Yay.
So I think how we should do this, we'll do bottom up, obviously, start with 5. Any of us can start with their number 5, then we'll go on to the next person, have a little discussion, next person, and on, speak your piece, and we'll go on to number 4. How's that sound?
Let's do it.
Sure.
Sounds gravy, baby.
All right. Who wants to start with number 5?
Bringing that thunder.
Ladies
Kayla.
first. Let's do
Ladies
it.
first.
Bridesmaids cast. Come on.
Sure. Okay. My number 5 is an animated movie. I
Ooh.
chose Tangled.
Oh, okay.
The first time I watched Tangled, I laughed out loud so hard that like somebody had to come in and was like, "What are you watching?" And it was the first time I watched it. So it's a very cute, wholesome movie. I have watched it multiple times. It's one of my favorite animated ones.
Nice.
Awesome.
Nice. Yeah, I wanted to put some animated stuff on mine, and I couldn't do it. Spoilers.
Sausage Party.
I ever thought this so much. Animated didn't even cross my mind.
Oh,
when I was doing
There's some
this.
good ones. There's some good ones.
Some good ones.
What do
Could've
you
made,
got,
like-
Tomas?
Could have made like 50 of these lists. I based a lot of mine off of just like nostalgia. Well, at number 5, Monty Python and the Holy Grail. Just grew up watching it a lot with my father. I still really enjoy it. I was like, I understand it's not like everybody's, type of comedy, but like to me, I just had a lot of funny moments just watching it growing up with my father. Every time it still comes on like TV, my father still has basic cable. I'll try to watch it with him. So, yeah, a lot of these are kind of like near and dear to the heart. So,
Yeah.
I did a
Nice.
nostalgia pick too for 5. And the thing is, you said it, Tomas. Like this list could be completely different every time. Like as I was making the list, I found myself like, man, I can't just have like 5 Adam Sandler movies, right? But like I could, or I
mean,
could
you
have like
could.
5 stoner comedies, or I could have like 5 romantic comedies. So I
Mm.
tried to diversify a little bit of nostalgia, a little bit, of stuff. And my nostalgia pick is number 5. It's Ghostbusters.
Ooh, which
I'm
one?
surprised you have it so low.
I love the first one, the first
Yeah, yeah.
Ghostbusters. I that was probably my first like favorite movie, movie that I
pop.
can remember being my favorite. I wanted to dress up like the Ghostbusters. I wanted to have the Ghostbusters toys for Halloween. Let's say I didn't want to just dress up like a Ghostbusters.
I
all the
mean,
Don't
time.
lie, that's what kids did all day long. Kids play dress up.
Probably.
I love to
probably.
play dress up.
But I was definitely a Ghostbuster like multiple Halloweens.
Yeah, so was
and-
Larry.
Right. It's just and all the toys were great and just like and that's one where like the humor is hit or miss. Like it's more sarcastic than
Yes.
like laugh out loud funny, but like it's just a cool movie. Like it's just a cool concept with funny like comedy in it. So Ghostbusters.
that high C ecto cooler, bro.
Oh man. Put it in my veins.
Come on, Mike.
All
Yes.
right. My list was pretty easy. I don't know. Just
Ah.
came pretty natural. I don't know. Like, these are
Me
the 5 best ones.
the definitive. right
Number
there.
5.
Number 5 for me is I think my most recent, and it's The Nice Guys.
Oh,
Ryan
okay.
Gosling, Russell Crowe. They're like these. One's like a private detective, and there's like muscle for hire kind of guy, and
Oh, it's so
uh,
good.
yeah, it's like
Good
set in the
movie.
'70s, written and directed by Shane Black, I believe, and just awesome. It's just really funny. I've rewatched it recently, and it was just as funny as when we saw it in theater.
Russell Crowe punching people in the face.
Yeah, he's really good at it.
He's
And,
very good at it.
yeah,
I mean,
do
Shane
what
Black.
you know. You know.
Shane Black's like the best in the business at like that buddy cop
Ugh,
thing.
so good.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
yeah, that's awesome. So, man, that was good. So we got Monty Python, Ghostbusters, The Nice Guys, and Tangled. That is quite a diverse list for number
Very
5.
diverse.
I love funny
I mean,
movies.
that's comedy, man.
Hell yeah.
It's all over the place.
I'll start off number 4. This one is my I'm a fight you pick. This is my
Oh,
like controversial, but I'm gonna fight for it pick. Jingle All the Way.
Okay.
I love
ain't
this
gonna
movie.
fight you.
I
I,
can only
man, this is my favorite Christmas movie. It's probably my second favorite Arnold movie. If you don't know, Jingle All the Way
Ouch.
stars Arnold Schwarzenegger versus Sinbad. I don't know. I love it. It's so good. Vern Troyer's second movie after Pinocchio's Revenge.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
I think the Big Show is in that as well. I think
He
he's one of the
is. Yes, he
Annas.
is.
Yeah.
He punches Vern Troyer across a room.
Yeah.
The late great Phil Hartman.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean,
Yes.
it's so fun. I don't know. I just
Anakin
love that
Skywalker
movie.
is in it. Young
He
Anakin.
is. He is.
Fun is a good way of describing that movie.
Yeah, that's my controversial pick. I love that movie.
I think
Rock'em
Eric
Sock'em
gave me
Jetpack.
that with Bomb.
I
Yeah.
would have argued it if it wasn't you, Eric, because this is your Ghost Rider.
Jingle All the Way isn't a Christmas movie.
Right? Yeah. Someday me and Tomas are gonna have the Die Hard Jingle All the Way conversation, and the world's not ready.
No, world will never be ready, baby.
Who's next?
Kayla, number 4.
For me, for number 4, I also chose a Christmas movie. I chose
wow.
Elf.
Ooh, okay.
Oh wow.
Elf is again a movie that I think I didn't like when I first initially watched it. I'm not really a huge fan of Will Ferrell. Like I like any of his movies besides Superstar wouldn't have even been considered for my list. These are
Man,
the only 2 movies
Superstar.
that I like him in. But
Wow.
Elf, and Eric can agree with me when I say this. Um, in the holidays, Elf is always on, right? And my father, Troy, is just a goofy guy. And if he gets a chance to watch that movie, he is straight knee slapping, laughing out loud, crying. He is just very animated in his joy that he has when he watches that movie, and I love it.
So Elf isn't on my list, spoilers, but
Damn.
as a hack, I think my favorite movie of all time is watching your dad watch Elf.
It's
Like
so funny.
comedy or otherwise, it's the best. It's the best thing to watch. Troy watch Elf. It's really good.
Beautiful. I guess we'll save the best for last. I'll go next.
Yeah, that's right.
Keep the status quo. I put down Half Baked.
Nice.
Fun.
Breakthrough Chappelle. I don't know. I watched this movie a shit ton growing up. Probably shouldn't have been watching stoner movies as much as I was when I was a kid. But
They're good ones. Yeah, a
Look at
lot
that.
in that era too. A lot.
like I still quote this movie often, regularly. Anytime I
Same.
hear the band ABBA, I gotta say, ABBA's ABBA.
That was
You
that.
are only friends. But I don't know, man. Like, there's I can still watch this movie and genuinely laugh at it. Um, and I mean, it's a stoner comedy, man. It's not meant to be serious. Uh, but it's like, and it's funny. It's like I saw this movie, and then the Chappelle Show came out, and I still didn't know who Dave Chappelle was, even though I watched this movie so much. But my brother's like, "Oh yeah, it's the dude from Half Baked." I was like, "Oh, that's a very funny guy." That's my history with Dave Chappelle's movie career.
Man, funniest TV shows would be a good list too. That
Oh
Chappelle would
god,
definitely be on there for me.
Hey, maybe we'll have that.
Maybe.
do it, man. Round two.
All
Let's
right,
go.
number 4. Here we go. It's a sequel. One of the best sequels ever made. It's Wayne's World 2.
Oh.
Mm.
Just a just a great movie. I love music. I love like that classic rock era type stuff, and this movie was like the groundwork of learning that kind of stuff and all like the references to that music. And I had never even watched SNL or knew what Wayne's World was from that show, only
Didn't
from
need
the
to.
movies. And
Mm-mm.
it's just great. Mike Myers, Dana Carvey, great. Christopher Walken's great in it. It a good Chris Farley in it. It's awesome.
Man, friend of the show, Rick Newman is gonna love that pick. I think that might be his favorite movie of all time. I think he told me that one time.
Oh wow.
He
I
put
think
his list.
the original is his favorite, which is great
Ah,
too. But something
Part
about the
two.
sequel, I don't that Del Preston
El
monologue
Preston.
talking about
Absolutely.
killing that Bengal tiger with his is
I
just
had to beat them to death with their own shoes.
it's great. If that movie's on, at any point I have to sit down and watch it. I love it.
The greatest hits of Renaissance era Aerosmith.
Hey, you get a great little
Shut up and
Aerosmith
dance.
performance at the end. Wayne Stock, and
He's
well,
a
Rick, I think
dead
Mike's
man.
saying you're wrong. Good stuff. Good stuff. Hey, I'll
I'll go.
start off.
No, let me go.
Oh,
Let
you
me go
want it?
first for number
Yeah,
3.
do it. Do it.
Wayne's World 2.
woo! We
Very
did it.
nice. Very nice.
I have mine, baby. Let's go. I mean, I can't beat a dead horse any more than that, man. The movie's just great. Probably love it for all the same reasons as Mike. Um, there's just so many memorable moments in it. All-star cast, and just like Mike said too. It's like you don't need to know what the SNL skit's about. Like this movie's very much can stand on its own 2 legs. But yeah, it's number 3. Woo!
Your third was Monty Python, right, Kayla? I think I looked at your list.
No, it was not.
Was
Um,
it The Life of Brian?
my number 3 was super bad.
Ooh.
Kind of like how you were saying, Tomas. You're a little bit older than I am, so I was too young for Half Baked, and then I came at that stoner comedy era right when Super Bad was there, and it was just that's a movie that I also will quote anytime I can, especially if I um hear that song. These eyes. Just every time I go right there to Super Bad.
Scene is so good.
Um so I really enjoyed it. It was a lot of time I saw a lot of those comedians for the first time too.
I'd consider putting that on my list for the sheer fact that, like, I think it was what Mike, Lyrla, myself, handful of us went to go see it in theaters before we started going to Purdue.
Oh yeah, we all jammed
Yeah.
into a car.
Yep.
We played the wrestling
Hell,
game for the first time that day on the way to
ah,
the theater. Just
such,
naming wrestlers as many as we could.
such a great day of first, man.
Pretty sure I saw that one on a bootleg with Lyrla as well, so I may have seen it before you guys.
Are we gonna
Yeah,
do?
I think he had seen it prior to that. Yeah.
It's a
With this
shame.
guy.
We should do a wrestling game podcast. It's like
Oh man,
we'll,
how
we'll
long
we'll
can
go the distance.
Craig Bot record?
Craig will do 8 hours, I think. So
Man,
he'll
we're
get
gonna
the
need a
first
couple
half
Craigs.
of
We're gonna
the
need some-
yeah.
Gonna need my dad mail me his wrestling encyclopedia.
Man,
Oh.
super bad. Great pick, Kayla.
Yeah, so we got a little derailed there.
I wanted to have this might be spoilers or whatever. I don't know. I really wanted to put Pineapple Express on there. Pineapple Express I probably enjoyed more than Superbad, but I'm taking a political stand here and I'm not putting a James Franco movie on my list.
Ooh.
That's how I made my
Oh
decision.
wow. Okay,
Cheers.
okay.
Yeah,
Cheers.
He's a dirtbag.
Much respect.
Byrne.
You can put it on the
Yeah.
honorable mentions.
That was my honorable mention there. And I
Desirable
voted
mention.
I voted for it on the poll that Eric put in there as well.
Oh.
That was how I
controversial.
decided. I said I'll vote for it here. It's cut off the list.
I voted for Walk Hard.
Mm.
You got Mike, number 3.
Going back.
Number 3, comedy classic, just released on Hulu recently, coming to America. No, it's not. It's the 80s
Oh.
coming to America. It's like the best comedy ever made. Like, I don't know what else to say about that one. Great cast, great performances. It's everyone knows every line from Coming to America. It's perfect. It's great.
It's something special. It really is.
Yeah.
I've never seen it.
Samuel
Ah.
L. Jackson's breakthrough
Ooh.
role, man.
And
I think
it's
like Goon number 2 was probably his best role.
I
He was, like,
think
Goon
him.
number 2 in like 5 movies.
Well, him getting shot in True Romance
Right.
by Gary Oldman. That's
All right, Eric, what do you got?
I have Funny People. I recently rewatched this one, and I remember the first time I watched it, I enjoyed the hell out of it, but I was like, man, it's too long. And I rewatched it, and I said, man, I really enjoy this movie, but it's too fucking long. But it's like 3-4 hours of just all the best comedians all in one place, doing comedy for points, doing drama. Like Adam Sandler's pretty good as like the washed up asshole. Like he kills that role, I think, and
it's accepted
kinda-
his final form.
yeah, and I love seeing all those people, in one place, in one movie, and it's a movie. If I have like 5 hours to watch it, I'll sit back and I'll watch Funny People. So I like it.
Nice. What do we
a
got
choice. I like it.
What you got, Kayla? Number 2, top 2.
Numero
Making me go.
Dosapede.
Okay, number 2, I have Forgetting Sarah Marshall. It's fantastic.
Thought it would be on there.
I often quote it. It has Paul Rudd in it. He's not a very
Ooh.
big part, but he's a great part in that movie. It's just fantastic. I love every single moment of that movie.
Paul Stud.
Good movie. Great movie.
Big one. Once again, spoilers for the rest of my list. I struggled to make it on there, but I don't know. I love that movie. It's great.
Plenty of honorable mentions.
Yeah,
Plenty.
Yeah, the
it's-
5
it's
could
on
have
there.
easily been all Apatow. Like that whole gang
Yeah.
could
Yeah.
have made the whole 5.
Easily. What you got, Mike?
Ooh.
My number 2 is also my Paul Rudd, but he's a very minor role in it. It's Walk Hard, the Dewey Cox story.
Hard.
This movie, I feel like not enough people talk about this fucking movie. It's great. It's awesome. It is so good. Like when I was saying with Wayne's World, how it deals with music and stuff. This is just like a funny history lesson of music. It is so great. John C. Reilly he might be my favorite comedic actor
Oh wow.
of all time. He's definitely up there. My number one movie probably has my number one, but he's just awesome. He's great in when he was sidekicks with Will Ferrell, and he got this, and he was able to lead it, and it's awesome. Front to back, it's great.
Nice.
So you say that like no one ever talks about it. I had no idea you loved this movie. I had no
This movie's
idea.
very
like,
good.
Oh, what? I adore this movie. It's great. Great sound. I love the music. It's awesome.
Yeah, when I saw you voted on our fan group for it, I was like, oh, okay, Nelson
Well,
likes
taken aback.
Walk Hard. Yeah, but
Love
it's wonderful. You're right on all.
Oh
accounts.
God, yeah.
Yeah.
I remember Tony and I rented this movie just like on a humbug. I think we were both like pretty wasty pants when we were watching it, but it was. I remember like I was like crying the first time I saw that movie, like especially with like the machete fight and all.
Oh, man. You have me, Dewey.
Again, I've never seen it.
Oh man.
It's so good.
Oh, okay. I'll stop talking. It's you just watch it.
I think I watched it with my mom. I think I rented it and watched it with my mom.
Good person to watch it with.
Oh man, I loved it. I loved it. I loved like the Beatles stuff. Like that was so.
He wants to do acid with the Beatles, do we?
Yeah, Paul. That's the Paul Rudd scene. It's good.
Yeah, it's so good. So I'll do number 2. I said I could have made like an entire rom-com list.
Oh wow. Yeah.
And so I picked a rom-com for
Ooh.
number 2, Crazy
Wild
Stupid
card.
Love.
Okay.
Nice.
Oh,
Love that
man.
movie.
It's wonderful. It's great. I don't even know if it's my favorite rom-com either, but like I don't know. It's real good. It's just fucking good.
Hard to make
feeling it,
that
bro.
choice because you bring it up and I'm like, yeah, I could just totally switch that out with Forgetting Sarah Marshall, yeah. But then I want Forgetting Sarah Marshall. And it's hard to make cuts.
Yeah, it's definitely
Oh,
my
God, yeah.
favorite Steve Carell like performance. Everything from like The Office to any of the movies.
Girl Virgin.
Yeah, I enjoy Steve Carell, but like he's not even like top tier, but he's top tier in this movie for me. I mean, like, but he's super top tier in this movie. I think he's wonderful as like just super awkward, but also just like family man, heartfelt, and everything else.
Not like too awkward, like he can be.
Yeah, he feels like a real person as opposed to like a caricature, like he normally
Yeah.
does in a lot of his stuff.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
And then Ryan Gosling, like playing off of that as like just the coolest person and most attractive person.
You're
in the
David
world.
Lindhagen? Ugh, it's the best part.
That end, exactly. That climactic battle at the end is just chef's kiss.
That was like the first time I remember Ryan Gosling kind of being in a comedy like that.
Oh.
I think like he was just doing a lot of like these indie brooding kind of
Yeah,
Art house
Nelson
kinda
and
stuff.
stuff. Yeah.
yeah, and then he proved like, oh, you're just the most beautiful and funny person. now.
So charming.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
with Emma Stone, like
Ugh.
just, it's so good.
yeah.
Makes
What a cast too.
Yeah.
Like that's
I could watch those two in every rom com made from here on out. I think.
Yes.
La La Land almost made my list too. So
Wow.
Very funny movie. Very
Yeah.
funny movie.
hilarious. What you got, Tomas?
Number 2. I must have my dad in mind for a lot of these. I put down Something About Mary as my number 2.
nice.
Good
I just-
movie.
I really enjoy that movie a lot, and it's also another one of my dad's favorites. It's just another one of those ones where, like, if it's on TV and I'm at my dad's house, like, we'll like literally stop everything. And I'm like, yeah, let's just watch this for the next like 3 hours because it's on TV. It's on cable, so we gotta sit through commercials.
Yeah.
But I don't know, man. It's like I love the shtick. I love how they got the guy singing all the time, and then like how he gets like sniped at the end. It's just like that, and I'm a big Ben Stiller fan. I almost put Zoolander on this list because God, I used to watch that movie like every weekend too. There's so many honorable mentions that like I almost.
Oh yeah, there's gonna be a lot.
There was so many. Like this was like the hardest list in the world to like put together for me. But like ultimately I kind of just went with like my gut. So I was like kind of scrolling through lists too and just like I was like, man, it's like what do I really like? What do I But I told myself like if I think too much about it, it's just gonna be like too blah. So I was just like, you know what? It's like that one felt nice. felt like it should fit right in that spot.
Feels
and
nice.
Yeah, it feels good. Nice little snug
Okay.
Best Brett Favre,
Favre.
movie ever.
bit.
So that's everybody's 2, right?
Think so.
Yeah.
2s for everybody.
All right.
Number
So we'll
one.
save Mike for last.
Hey, why not?
I'm not going early. I've gone
I'll
early
start it.
every time.
I think I
Alright.
haven't started one, so
I don't think
I'll
you
start
have.
one.
I think I cut you off from starting one. So
You're right. You're right. You evil person.
Wayne's World.
This is the last time I remember, and maybe the only time, I don't know, in a theater, like losing my shit, just like laughing out loud, being embarrassed at how loud I was laughing. I Love You, Man. I love that movie. I just think it's hilarious. And best buds, Paul Rudd, Jason Segel, just so great together. And honestly, it's like super grounded too. Like it's not off the wall. It's not Adam Sandler, Jim Carrey being all physical, whatever. It's
just about a guy trying to find a friend.
and just being funny, just being a funny guy.
Some funny guys.
Yeah.
Playing
And
funny guys.
Rush.
And Rush, you're right.
And Rush.
The late
Yeah.
Peart is featured in this movie.
Damn straight.
Damn.
I put it number 1 for you, Nils.
Yeah.
That's
Thank
it.
you. Thank you.
Everything else is trash now.
I remember seeing after that movie came out and seeing Rush on tour, they had like a short video of like those two characters sneaking backstage into their dressing room, Jason Segel and Paul Rudd, and it was awesome. It was really cool.
So fun.
That's cute.
Yeah.
I Love You, Man.
Number 1.
Whoa.
List has been missing a certain comedic performer here. The best one. I'm sorry, John C. Reilly. Bill Murray. My favorite Bill Murray movie is What About Bob?
I had a feeling.
This movie is exceptional. Bill Murray, him and Richard Dreyfuss, just the two of them going at it. It's about a psychiatrist played by Dreyfuss and Bill Murray, who's his new patient, who just is like off the walls bonkers and follows him on his vacation. And it's awesome. And if you watch or if you listen to the podcast, The Rewatchables, they just did an episode on this recently.
Yeah.
I found out that Murray and Dreyfuss like hated each other. So now on further rewatches, it's gonna just make it that much more enjoyable knowing that
That's so perfect.
is literally like going insane during the filming of this, and so mad at Bill Murray, who's just pushing his buttons the whole time.
Oh, that's amazing.
What was Murray's line? People tolerate you? That's what he told him to his face.
Yeah, apparently they got in a huge fight, and like, no one likes you at all. We just tolerate you, or something.
So good.
He did that to like Chevy Chase, I think, on Caddyshack or something, where he's just like medium talent. He just gives them these like mid-tier dunks on people that hit harder really than anything else. It's
That's beautiful, man.
Murray's a beast, man.
If you haven't seen it, check it out. It's
I have such a high
underappreciated
respect for him.
Bill Murray's catalog.
That was a movie that you introduced me to, Mike, and I remember like you hyped it up so much, and like I was kind of like at a point where I was like, this movie's probably gonna be trash.
Was it?
No, I was happily impressed by that movie. I considered that for number 5, to be honest. When I was scrolling through all the lists, yeah, I was like,
Nice.
I hadn't seen it in a really long time though, so. But
Watch it recently.
I guess I'll
Who's gonna
go.
anchor this? Yeah.
Yeah, I'll go number 1. I picked Hot Fuzz. I'm just. Yeah, I don't know. I was feeling very Aaron on this one,
I was
but
about to say, didn't Aaron have that on his list?
well, it's like, and then I listened to Aaron as well when he was talking about his top 5s too, and and I feel like I go back to this movie at least twice a year. Hold on a second. Sorry, I had to kiss the girlfriend goodbye.
Ooh.
But I just
Put a
watch it. Like,
rom-com on
it's like one
there.
of those movies. Every time I watch, like I find something a little bit different that I enjoy about it, or like something that I may have missed like the first time. And I don't know. It's just like the wackiest, zany kind of like buddy cop like movie, and like I just enjoy the dynamic. I don't know, man. It's like and I didn't really think about this too much when I put it on there. It's like it just felt really right when I picked it because I was just like, I just watched this movie recently with my girlfriend, and I just remember we both really enjoyed it. And after, like, to me, like a lot of my thought process for number one was like we talked about how a lot of comedy doesn't hold up. And to me, that held a lot of depth and weight, and the fact that like something over time can still make me laugh like that, or still make me that invested in rewatching it. So that's why I picked it as number one.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, I had a lot of nostalgia picks that I could have picked, but like we're saying, it doesn't really hold up. Like, God, I laughed crazily. Ace Ventura, it was definitely my favorite when I was a child, but it's not. It didn't even make the long list, you know.
So tell us why it's your number one, Kayla.
Well, my number one, we've already discussed this actually. It's Wedding
roll two.
Singer. Wedding Singer was on my list on the first episode. It's my favorite rom com. I just
Ooh.
Julia Gulia all day, and every time I hear Billy Idol, I think of him. I just love this movie. I love Drew Barrymore and Adam Sandler together. I went back and forth with 50 First Dates, putting it on my list to try to like spice it up. Like, oh, should I change it? But then I was like, oh, am I lying then? Like,
Gotta be true. Gotta be true to yourself.
right.
Yeah.
50 First Dates though is very good.
Very good. Very good.
But Wedding Singer makes the cut. That's my number one.
Awesome.
Great pick.
That's a wonderful anchor pick, I think. Like that's just an all-timer.
It is a comedy that holds up. A lot of other Adam Sandler movies I can't put on this list, even though I do truly enjoy them. They're not like top 5 material.
I think the setting helps with that. Like that just whole like 80s.
Yeah. The aesthetic.
It's so good. So good.
Yeah, I wanted to I'll let you wrap up and then I want to say something before we go though.
I wasn't.
Ooh.
Yeah, I think the cool thing about our list is we had one repeat in the list. Right?
2.
Yeah, I mean,
The best repeat.
and that's fine, you know. But no, I feel like the diversity, like from when the movies came out, like even like the actors and stuff, like there's
Yeah, we got a good spread.
animation, you know, like everything, a little bit of everything. So I was really impressed. I was a little worried we were all going to be in like one general area or something. Like Mike mentioned, like, oh man, it could just all be like Judd Apatow like movies and stuff. And there was a version of this where we kind of all do that, you know, and or something similar. But glad we
Didn't happen.
didn't. Yeah. So we should talk about some of our near misses, right?
Ooh. Fun times.
Yeah. What'd you
Yeah,
have,
I
Wes? or Mike. Yeah. Fuck
Go ahead,
it.
Mike.
Princess Bride was probably my 6.
Yep.
Love that movie. You know, it's not raunchy at all or anything like that. It's just like this smart, witty writing. It's a really fun fucking movie, man. And I watched it recently, and I still, when Carrie Ells and the actor who plays Inigo Montoya, I forget, but
Mandy Patinkin.
Andy Patinkin, thank you, are having their duel and stuff, and just like the little dialogue they're having, I love it. I eat it up.
Oh yeah.
So funny.
Such a good movie.
Yeah, it was right there with Ghostbusters for my like nostalgia pick.
To me, that's something different. I didn't want to just like put that as like top comedy films. That movie holds such a sacred place in my heart. Like I remember going to see that for the 30-year anniversary when they re-released it in theaters, and
Nice.
I got a little teary-eyed just from the sheer fact that like I was being able to experience it. You know.
It's happening.
Yeah. But I guess I'll give honorable mention. I Well, I got a couple, but I'll
yeah?
start with I wanted to put Cable Guy. 'Cause that's like one of my that's one
Ooh.
of my favorite that's one of my favorite dark comedies. It's got a lot of people that I enjoy in it too. To me, that's like my favorite Jim Carrey comedy. God, I just remember I used to watch that like all the time when I was like in high
And-
school. But the best Matthew Broderick movie ever.
Oh man, interesting.
Yeah, you're probably
It
not
ain't saying
wrong.
much. It ain't saying much, but
Hey man, I love Glory.
yeah, okay. Well, that had
But Cable
Carrie
Guy
Elson
is
though.
probably better. So
That's right. We don't have any Ferris Bueller people here, huh? That's good. I'm amongst
You are gonna-
good people. That
You
movie
are going to
sucks.
see that
Fine.
anywhere near my list.
yeah, it's fine. But no, it's not on my honorable mentions even.
Put Godzilla 2000 before that.
One of a rom-com that I really had on my high list for a while was It's Complicated, which is with Meryl Streep and Alec Baldwin, I believe, and Steve Martin.
Martin, yeah.
And it's just such a wholesome comedy movie. I just think it's beautiful and light, and it's up there.
See, I
Good
had
one.
a very similar one. I had Something's Gotta Give. I really like that movie. Have you guys checked that out?
No.
Nah,
that again?
Something's Gotta
something's
Give.
got to give.
Who's in it again? Sorry.
Jack Nicholson and Diane Keaton.
Oh, right. He's got OCD.
Oh,
and stuff.
okay. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh wait, no. That I'm thinking of the Helen Hunt one. Never mind. Yeah, I know which one. Keanu Reeves is in yours,
Yep.
Eric, right? Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
I believe my girlfriend's got that on one of our cue lists, so I might have to eventually check that out.
That's just a similar to It's Complicated, where it's just like a fun romantic comedy with
think
like
they're
an older
underrated.
cast, you know.
Yeah, they don't make those anymore. They're not. Yeah. Let's see. What's another good one? I would be remiss. My girlfriend Selena, she loves Pick a Destiny.
Oh,
We watched that recently. It's still very funny. Good tunes in that one as well.
oh God, yeah.
Sticking
remember
with
that song.
romantic comedies, I think if we ever do like a romantic comedy pod or like,
a lot of
something
them.
like that, I kept this one in my back pocket. Notting Hill, man.
Whoopsie daisy.
That movie's so good.
I watched that recently.
I love
but
that
it's
movie.
So funny. It's
Me
just
too.
like it's top tier Hugh Grant. Like if you like Hugh Grant,
Love Hugh in it.
right? Like
It is good.
And-
It's
and
so
Julia
hard.
Roberts is a lot of fun too. Like there's good stuff.
I
But it's-
hated her in it.
I thought she. I mean, you're supposed to. I think dislike.
So cool.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
I don't know. It's top tier Hugh Grant, and his family is
yeah.
great too. It's good. It's good.
He's awesome. He had that era in the '90s where it's just bashfulness. Just
Yes.
put it in a script, and that's all you needed. Hugh Grant and another female, and then that's all you need.
That's all you need, baby.
I got another honorable mention because I wanted to bring this all the way back to Rose Byrne as a comedian. And I wanted to say that Neighbors is fucking hilarious.
I gotta see it.
Oh my god, it's so good. It's really good. It's just, neighbors, and Rose Byrne and Seth Rogen are like a couple with a new baby, and they have neighbors who are frat boys, Zac Efron and Dave Franco, and it's just a match made in heaven. It's so funny. Go watch it. Watch it now.
They should
remember
not work
wanting to
together,
see
and they
it.
do. They work so well together. It's so good.
Cool. I thought about putting Jackass, the movie.
Those are very watchable, man. I
remember seeing that in the theater when it first, and just laugh nonstop, just laughing my ass off the whole time. And I think I've seen 2 and Jackass 3D or whatever, and those are great too. And they all just kind of run together, but those are really funny.
I remember watching those movies a lot more times than I probably should have.
Yeah, I love the show too.
Thoroughly enjoying those. I guess I mentioned when I was going through my list, how I almost put Zoolander on there. Original Zoolander, got it. The cast, I mean, David Bowie's in it. Fucking, just how ridiculous it is. I was on a very big, fucking, God, I can't even remember. Ben Stiller kick when that movie came out, too. And it's him and Owen Wilson, and that. I still make the joke, merman, around my girlfriend.
Oh, yeah.
My girlfriend always says she has mermaid hair and shit, and she's like, "Oh, like your hair's getting long too. You got a mermaid." And I'm like, "It's like mermaid."
Love it.
But I also Alamir, and this one's just for Ray. I gotta drop it. Pootie Tang.
Oh, Pootie Tang.
Oh, man. I wish we
Everyone
had Josh
shout out
and,
Ray.
and we could have Pluto Nash on here somewhere.
Yes.
You know?
No,
Oh, yeah.
that would have been his number one.
I almost
Thank
put
you.
Pulp Fiction on my list.
I humored that idea.
That movie's hilarious.
I humored that idea as well.
That movie. It's not really a comedy, but I think Quentin's writing is usually
Very
pretty
good.
funny, and that's probably the funniest script he's written.
Oh god,
Glorious
yeah.
Bastards is hilarious too. I find
That
that
too.
one just like super funny.
You can
And
get past like
dark.
the first like 20 minutes, yeah.
What about you, Eric? Give us some honorable
Some
mentions.
more Wedding
You only
Crashers.
mentioned one. Oh,
Uh,
that's a good pick.
you know,
I
like-
didn't think about it. That could be a
Yeah,
Will
that-
Ferrell movie on my list.
and that movie became more wholesome than I thought it would towards the end.
Yeah, it's a solid. I just that's a rewatchable for me. Like I'll just if that's on TV or something, I'm gonna check that one out. You know, at least
You
for
just-
a little while.
You just reminded me of Dodgeball.
Sure.
So and that
Love Dodgeball.
yeah, Dodgeball's a great movie too.
Remember, I watched Dodgeball and Anchorman the same day. I rented them both.
Ooh, wow.
It was a good comedy day.
Yeah, it was.
And I think the legacy has been Anchorman like won that battle. But for me it was always Dodgeball. The underdog story, you know?
I remember enjoying
I love-
both of them, but I've definitely seen Dodgeball more than I've seen Anchorman. I've tried going back and watching some more of those like Will Ferrell era like kind of movies. Like I just recently watched Semi Pro again, and like
That's a good one.
I enjoyed it, but I remember enjoying it a lot more the first time.
Yeah. Oh, that makes me not want to watch it. Oh, good.
Yeah. No, don't get me wrong, it was still good. I just like I don't know, I remembered it.
Get the funk out of my face, Tomas.
Yeah, get funk out of my face. There's still very good parts like the jejunum and the fucking I still laugh my ass off whenever I see the alley-oop part where it's like I learned it in a dream. and,
Right.
and the referee's like foul.
Two
Two
fouls.
fouls. Like, people can't just fly through the air like that, Jackie.
Oh,
I thought of putting heavyweights. I love heavyweights.
Oh, that's a-
Which is basically just Ben Stiller's character from Dodgeball,
yeah.
10 years prior to that.
We love
Did
you,
anyone
Tony.
consider an MCU movie at all?
They are funny.
Yeah. I was wondering if any of those would have been able to make the cut. And for me, it would probably be Guardians.
Yeah.
Guardians or Ant-Man?
I was gonna say Guardians.
Avengers 1 has a lot of
Mine.
funny in it, too.
I love Drax and Mantis, and I
Yeah.
recently
They really carry
Guardians
number
2
two.
is-
I had read an interview with Dave Batista, and he had said that like at some point there were talks of like a Drax and Mantis movie or project.
You know?
It could have been a TV show or something, you know.
Short.
Yeah.
That'd be fun. They could do a little
Yeah.
short.
Nothing.
Yeah.
Oh man, I would have watched that. But he said it was dead because like he said like he thinks that Drax in Guardians 3 will probably be the last time. You know. He's
Aw.
kinda
Yeah, he's
moving
got-
on.
I want
Wait,
to.
I'm
I want
not-
to see that crew together. I don't want to see them chopped up and doing their own.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel you on that. Definitely.
Yeah.
It's hard to keep like ensembles like that together though, man, for so long.
Sure.
So
Hey, three good movies is all I could ask for. Like, why couldn't
yeah.
Well, we've gotten a lot of good movies.
So I'm looking over our list, and it really doesn't seem like we have anything like current. Like even trying to pick out the most current things, looking at the list, I'm like, okay, I don't really know when Tangled came out. It was 10 years ago.
Yeah, it's not very good.
By more than that.
Right, but when did Crazy Stupid Love or I Love You Man, Funny People,
All 10
Nice Guys?
plus years.
Nice Guys might be the most recent. That's like within 5.
2016? Yeah, 2016, I
Yeah.
think.
That's crazy.
You
But
guys talked about the trial of Chicago 7 being like really fucking funny. So
It's funny. It wouldn't hang with any
it ain't
movie.
it ain't that
then.
funny.
It's not on
Yeah.
this list, yeah.
No.
No, it's funny. Barb and Star was good, but also
Yeah.
I don't think it makes the
good.
list.
Yeah.
yeah,
Bridesmaids didn't make my list because we talked about it. It's good.
yeah,
movie.
that was
It gets
Bridesmaids is
excused.
great. Yeah.
It was on my short list, on my
Yeah.
or my long list, I guess I should call it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I wanted to bring that up though because throughout this whole podcast we've talked about, oh, this could be like I wanted to pick out a Jim Carrey movie or an Adam Sandler movie or a Judd Apatow movie or a Bill Murray movie, and we just had such a time where like actors, you just like had a flood of movies with Will Ferrell, a flood of movies with Jim Carrey. We have a flood of movies with Melissa McCarthy, is someone I thought of like more recent, and Kevin Hart was somebody I thought of more recent.
yeah.
Yeah, but besides
Hey.
Bridesmaids is like her apex, like her zenith.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah, I'm not
She
saying
had a
like obviously none of
lot
those
of
movies made our list, but just in general in the world of comedies,
Yeah.
those are what we get. We don't get what we have here on our list.
yeah, comedy movies now are weird. They're all just straight to, video on demand type
I
stuff.
guess they would
Yeah.
make them. I like to spend my when I'm alone. I watch rom-coms on Netflix and cry in the corner.
Sure,
Happy
yeah.
cries, sad cries. I like a mix of both. It's how I spend my
Nothing.
off day. Eric's working.
I feel like I watch some sad shit when I'm.
Some of it's moved to like TV too, I think. Like, yeah, it's
Sure.
Yeah.
I've heard nothing but good of like Silicon Valley as an example, and stuff like that. And I think there's some great comedy in like The Boys, even a show like that.
That show's fucked up.
Yeah. But,
Well, now
Comics fucked up.
Comedy's just condensed into a 20-second. You're just scrolling through TikTok or Instagram or something like that, and just
Yeah, we digest.
that's how people are getting their humor nowadays.
digest
of
it in
it, yeah.
shot form.
yeah. It's
No
kind of
more second
unfortunate. I
drinking.
mean, I still want that to at least be a thing. I want like the next, if Seth Rogen's done being an actor and just like producing stuff, I want the next
Find me a funny person.
Seth Rogen or something.
Yeah, find the
Yeah,
next
yeah,
guy.
exactly.
I
Yeah.
probably not as easy to break through, I guess.
It was so constant, and it just seems like we're at a lull.
Yeah.
Kristen Wiig can just
Like-
keep pushing him out. I'm into it.
I'd like to see, because Donald Glover, worked his way up, just making like funny videos on the internet and stuff, and I feel like he could have been that next guy,
Yeah,
or next
he-
person, and
he
he
bowed
chose
out real
to do other stuff. He wants to do TV, he wants to do music, he wants to rule the world, So
Yeah.
I guess that's like you said. We do have that platform now, so
It's a good.
Okay.
You mentioned it earlier. Like, would we put an MCU movie on here? I feel like that's another outlet for comedy right now. Is
Yeah.
every MCU
Yeah,
movie
yeah.
has quite a bit of like you've got Paul Rudd in the MCU.
Ragnarok was real funny too.
Yeah. I mean, we're really all of them. I mean,
oh, I forgot a movie, Hunt for the Wilder People, should have been on my list.
it's a good one. And
It's
a more
the
recent.
funniest movie of the last whatever. You mentioned Thor Ragnarok. Taika Waititi directed Hunt for the Wilder People as well.
Yep.
It's amazing. It's such a funny movie.
We should have mentioned
And-
JoJo too.
Jojo Rabbit. Yeah.
Jojo's great. Yeah. Taika's just the comedy dude. Yeah.
Yeah, he's great.
He's killing it.
What
Yeah.
We Do in the Shadows is great. Man.
Oh, there you go. There's our contemporary.
Yeah. I I think that's more so film. Like I'm more interested in seeing filmmakers stuff more than going
Yeah.
to see
Yeah.
Brad Pitt or Leo or Julia Roberts. I don't really care so much about
No, I think
who's
you nailed
starring in
right
it,
on the
more
head.
so who's making it. You know what?
Yeah.
You know, so
Nice. That's a nice thing.
True that.
yeah.
So
Good
that
way
was
to tie it.
fun. Yeah, top 5 and a crap load of honorable mentions there.
Probably more than our 20.
Quite a few.
I did want to mention, we mentioned it a million times, but we did a poll on our fan group, the Monstars fan group. If you're not
Yeah,
a
what
big
won that?
member, join. I want to bring that up right now. I think
Um,
we've got a
yeah.
tie, actually.
Yeah, last I saw it was a tie.
So the poll was favorite Judd Apatow project. So initially I put anything that he either directed, wrote, or both.
Yeah.
He does have a lot of producer credits as well. So honorable mentions on that one: The Cable Guy, Funny People, Pineapple Express, 40-Year-Old Virgin. And we have tied with 7 votes apiece:
Ooh.
Freaks and Geeks and Walk Hard. So
Yeah,
yeah.
Hard.
So there you go.
Yeah.
Walk Hard, man. It's getting its due.
it's the best one. I was glad to see that more people.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
you're not
voted for
alone.
it.
Freaks and Geeks, they needed your viewership back then. People, all right. We got more than one season.
Buy it
It's
at
all
full
7
price.
of you.
Yeah,
All
too
right.
bad. We'll get a Freaks and Geeks remake or something soon, I bet.
Oh God.
Now with Franco.
No, gosh.
Put Dave in it. I'm cool with Dave. Dave Franco's great.
I'm cool with Dave.
We got to cancel the whole family, Kayla. I'm sorry.
I'm cool with,
Shut him
cool with
down.
Dave and his wife, which is
It's got to be nipped in the bud right now.
Yeah, Julio
Allison
Franco.
Brie is Dave
Yeah.
Franco's wife. So we're allowing the family to move on. We need Allison Brie.
Dave Franco is married to Allison Brie?
Yes, he is.
Oh, that dude's a doofus.
Dude's a dude.
Maybe you shouldn't watch Neighbors. I feel like you've got bad
I
heart
like
for
him.
it.
I like him fine. He's a doofy looking guy. Anyway.
I'm into it.
Well, Dave, if you're listening, we don't all share.
We know you are.
Mike's Mike's sentiment. We love you, Dave. And we love all of you out there. This has been episode 28 of the Machine of Nonsense. I say it every time. Go ahead and subscribe if you're not already subscribed. Leave us a review. I noticed we've got, I think, 7 5-star reviews at this point. Thank you, everyone. But
35 stars.
let's get
That's
some,
it.
yeah, let's get it up there. Let's get it up there. We had 1,000 downloads. Let's have 1,000 reviews.
Wish that was
right?
a Mario Party star.
But yeah, so review us if you can. Take a little bit of time out of your day. You know, maybe just hit that 5-star for us. Check out our fan group. We're doing polls. We're doing a lot of fun stuff. A lot of Resident Evil 8 talk right now.
Oh man, we didn't even talk Resi. Oh man.
Yeah, we
No, we'll get
didn't
to
even
Resi.
touch on it.
We'll get to Resi in a future episode.
Where can you find our fan group page?
So it's on
What?
Facebook. It's called Monstars, the official fan page of the Machine of Nonsense. It's a lot. Just type in Monstars or type in the Machine of Nonsense. You're going to find it. We also have our Facebook page, but it seems like everyone's already followed that. But, you know, tell a friend. Tell a friend. Even if they
Fan
don't
page has
listen.
been a lot of fun.
It is.
can
And we're
ask
going to
it.
keep going.
You can ask
Yeah.
us for Monster Hunter advice.
Yeah, it's been cool just talking with people on there. We've gotten a lot of engagement so far.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
I
We love
enjoyed it
it.
a lot.
I would love if one of you out there, or more than one of you, submitted a question. Submit something that we should talk
Ooh.
about on the pod, and we will do it. I promise. I can even leave you to be anonymous if you don't want to hear your name.
That's very nice of you.
Or
We'll know.
if you do want to hear your name and your voice, leave us a voice message at anchor.fm/machinanonsense. I love hearing your kind words, and I want to put them on this pod. So leave us a voice message. This has been The Machine of Nonsense, episode 28, our top 5 comedy movies of all time. We love doing it. We love you listening. We're saying goodbye.
Bye.
See you.
Comedy.
What?
Slap into bass.
See you later, alligator.